Come switch out my framed records with me. I am done decorating for Valentine's Day, and so I've had all of my red put out instead of blue, so now the blue records need to go as well. To be in the front of my record holder or magazine rack, I put Elvis's Burning Love, and so I'm going to pull other red albums that I can use on the wall. And to be clear, there are albums in here that I definitely like the music more. For instance, Led Zeppelin, Alabama Shakes, Black Keys, and so on, but I'm looking for red albums, not necessarily my favorite albums. Our top 10 records are displayed in our game room. So to start off, I need to remove all of the blue albums. And it never fails, I always get a little bit of grief about our diverse taste in music, and we really are all over the place. Not all of my albums are vintage, but you can definitely tell there are some of them that are truly old. Now that I've pulled the blue ones, these frames are open and ready for red. Now, when I think of Valentine's Day, Bruno Mars and this album specifically definitely works, as well as Al Green. Both of them are like soundtracks of love, if you get what I'm saying. The Three Dog Night album's a little orange, but definitely fits more into the red theme. And then some of these albums are black and white with just a little bit of red, so I went ahead and pulled them just in case. The disco one, while not my favorite, is the only one that has some pink on it, as well as this Bob Seger that has a little bit of a pink hue. I love Fleetwood Mac. It's definitely more black and white though, as well as this Neil Diamond, even though the font is red. And then my sister just gave me this Harry Belafonte, which is dusty. And so anytime you see any dust fingerprints, it's because I touched that album. Don't worry, I cleaned him up. So Bruno and Al were definite yeses. I went ahead and pulled the disco and the Bob Seger. The last two were kind of on the fence, so I decided to do the Three Dog Night, and the Belafonte one pulls in both the red and the orange, so I thought it would work best. And again, it doesn't mean it's my favorite of these albums. It just means that visually, I think it'll work. Plus, Harry Belafonte is not too bad to look at. So when I have albums with people's faces on them, like this one, and Bruno Mars and Al Green, I try to kind of spread them out, not put them next to each other. And so it's visually more appealing. I also try to spread out certain colors, so the orange away from the orange, and so on. So now that the frames are snapped right together, that's the overall look. Bruno's white background definitely stands out, but I feel like overall it looks really good. And when we pan the room again, this is much more appealing than the blue. And since I always get questions, if you want information on the frames, there it is right there. Go ahead and check it out. Thanks for coming along, guys.